Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about video game collector's editions. And more specifically, I want to talk about, are video game collector's editions worth it? Now guys, in my opinion, I think video game collector's editions are worth it 100% only some of the time. Now guys, let's start off by talking about the times I do not think a collector's edition item is worth it. Now, I do not think a video game collector's edition item is worth it when it starts to cost more than $250. If a video game collector's edition costs more than $250, I believe it then becomes ridiculously overpriced, and you probably shouldn't buy it unless you really want it. Now guys, I have seen some collector's editions that have come out recently that cost $800, which is absolutely insane. And that's what I mean when it starts to get to ridiculous prices. I don't think it's worth it. Unless you really love that game and want that item, I really don't think it's worth it if it starts going over $250 for a collector's edition item. Or a collector's edition video game, if you will. Now guys, another time I do not think a collector's edition item is worth it is if it does not come with the game. Recently, I believe it was Mass Effect Andromeda that had a collector's edition that came out that gave you a steel book, but there was no game included. Which was kind of ridiculous because I believe it was like a $200 thing. Now guys, some of them are ripoffs and will not come with the game, and in that situation, I do not think collector's editions are worth it either. Now guys, the only time, like I said, unless you really wanted that item, unless you're the biggest Mass Effect fan or something like that, it may seem worth it to you, but to the average everyday player, really, it's not worth it if it doesn't come with a video game, in my opinion. And as someone who is a collector who has 6 collector's edition items, which I will show you guys all 6 of my collector's editions and explain a little bit about them, talk a little bit about them, and basically we're just going to look at them. It'll be towards the end of the video and it'll be real quick. But yeah, I will tell you guys what I thought about them and if each of them were worth it and kind of the downside to them as well. Now guys, like I was saying, some collector's edition items are not worth it because some of them are kind of a complete ripoff, especially ones that don't come with video games. So if you are prepared to buy a collector's edition, or you are ever going to buy a collector's edition for a video game, I would suggest looking up a review on that collector's edition, as you guys could see what it comes with, see what it's like, and see if you want to buy it or not. Most collector's editions sadly go down in price, however some of them do go up in price. But most of the time they do go down in price depending on the game you buy. Now guys, let's move on to talking about when are video game collector's editions worth it. In my opinion, video game collector's editions are worth it in a few situations. 1. You love that video game and you love that video game franchise. For example, I loved the Fallout franchise my whole life. I love it till this day. I loved it back in middle school when I first started playing it, and I still love it now. It was absolutely incredible and absolutely amazing. In fact, the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition was one of the last collector's editions I bought because I really didn't see anything else coming out that I really liked. However, this Pip-Boy Collector's Edition was absolutely awesome to buy. Now guys, although it is just a giant paperweight and it is just for show, since I love Fallout, since I love the Fallout franchise, since I know the Pip-Boy is like iconic to me, I played Fallout New Vegas, I played Fallout 3, I played Fallout 4, and this thing is awesome. And when I look at it sitting on my shelf up there, glistening in the light, I look at it and I think about all the good times I had playing Fallout. All those kind of memories come back to me. And that's kind of one of the reasons I kind of bought the collector's edition, is because when I look back on them, I will have, some sort of memories of them, of when I used to play video games and stuff like that, if I ever do stop. Now guys, is it worth it in like a sense that everyday use item? No, it's not really worth it if you're looking for an everyday use item. Most of the collector's editions are just statues, basically paperweights, things that are nice to look at, and memories, I guess, that are nice to have, if you will. Now, guys, like I was saying, I do think a video game collector's edition is worth it. Like if you love the video game or you love that video game franchise. The Fallout 4 collector's edition came with this. It came with a steel book, the game, and a nice, pretty big size box, which I'm going to go grab. Now, guys, this does have a sleeve and cover that goes on it, but for the most part, this is the box, and it is absolutely incredible and amazing, and I absolutely love the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy collector's edition that I got. Like I said, it did come with the game and stuff like that, so it was 100% worth it. Now, I should probably use this box for something, as it is like a small little chest. And I had a little trouble getting open, because I was trying to open it with one hand. But yeah, guys, it comes with like a small little chest. In fact, I still have the game in here. I never even played it. I actually gave one of these away a long time ago, and I basically kept one for myself. But I did give one of these away a long time ago. I wanted to keep both of them, but one of them was good enough. And in my opinion, guys, like I said, if you really love if you really love a video game developer or a video game franchise, it would be worth it. Like, I love the Fallout franchise. If you love the Assassin's Creed franchise, the GTA franchise, and you want a collector's edition item, you think it looks cool, you think it looks awesome, you think it looks amazing, then yeah, a collector's edition item might be totally worth it. As you could see how much I lit up just talking about this, and every day I get to look up there on my shelf and think about all the memories I had playing the games, and I think of that, how much joy that game brought me, and it's just absolutely fantastic and amazing. Even though it just sits up there and is a statue, I think it's 100% worth it if you really love that video game franchise. Another time I think a video game collector's edition might be worth it is if it looks really cool and awesome, or you want it basically as a collectible or a collector's edition item. I think that it is 100% worth it to buy a video game collector's edition if you really like the item that comes with it, and you basically really want it, and you really want to collect that collector's edition, if you will. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's what I did with the video game called Titanfall. I'm not sure how many of you remember it. In fact, I have my Titanfall collector's edition, which is my biggest collector's edition item, and I'll show it to you guys right now. So guys, this is my Titanfall collector's edition statue. As you guys could tell, it's literally about as big as my whole upper body and torso. Now guys, this thing is absolutely incredible and fantastic. It wasn't the best, most well-made collector's edition, as these two dudes kind of broke right here. If you see him, he kind of broke, and so did one in the back. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier when I said some collector's editions aren't really that well made. They're more made for show and decoration. I was playing around with them and I broke them. Don't ask how. Yeah. But even after all these years, let's see if it still lights up. I bought this when Titanfall came out, the day of its release. Let's see if it still works. Oh, it does still work. Interesting. And that changes the colors on it. That's so cool, man. That's so freaking awesome. That is so freaking awesome. Wow, that's incredible, man. That's awesome. Now, guys, this was a collector's edition when it came out. It wasn't by a video game franchise I loved. It wasn't by a, basically company that I really liked. It was just something that looked really good, really cool, and really awesome. Because just the enormous size of it. That's kind of why I wanted it. And I bought it, and it wound up being worth it. It looks really cool. It is literally the centerpiece of my, dresser, if you will. Up top, it sits atop my dresser and my kind of nightstand. Basically, it's my dresser. And it sits atop my dresser, and it looks absolutely fantastic and amazing and incredible, and I absolutely love the thing, even though I don't love the video game franchise. And that's also what I was talking about when I said a collector's edition might be worth it if you think the item looks really cool and you really want the item. That was kind of the situation that happened in this case. Now guys, that kind of covers our video for today, doesn't it? Now I will show you the rest of my collector's editions items, because I know some of you may be curious to see them, and I will let you guys know if they are worth it or not and the problems I had with them and stuff like that, and that won't take long at all. But guys, let's review what we talked about. Our video game collector's edition is worth it? Are video game collector's editions worth it? In my opinion, 100% yes. Some of the time. They are only worth it if you really love that video game franchise or that video game company, or you think it looks really cool, awesome, and amazing, and you really want it. That's really only the couple of times that a video game collector's edition would be worth it 100%. A video game collector's edition is not worth it if you are just someone who is an average player. You don't care about collecting, memorabilia. You don't care about statues, figurines. You don't care about stuff like that. Then a collector's edition is probably not for you. If you are paying some outrageous price for it, like $800, I don't think a collector's edition is worth it. And yeah, those are really the only couple of situations where I think a collector's edition is worth it and not worth it. So guys, I hope you did kind of enjoy what we talked about here today. For some of you, this might be the end of the video, so I would like to thank you for being here, as I really do appreciate it. I love each and every single one of you, and I hope to see you guys right back here in the next video. If you did enjoy it, like, comment, and subscribe. But for those of you sticking around to take a look at the rest of my collector's editions, let me start showing you guys. So guys, let's move on to the next one. Far Cry 4. I'm not sure how many of you remember Far Cry 4, but it was a pretty big game when it came out. It was basically before Far Cry Primal, and I believe they're doing another one, Far Cry 5, which looks really cool and awesome, and I kind of want to get, not the collector's edition because I can't afford it, yeah guys, it's really awesome. It's really well made. It's a really nice statue, and to be honest, it's not cheap. It's, it's obviously plastic, but it's not cheap. It's not breaking, bending, and I've had this one since the game came out. And it has this little special slot in the back, which I have nothing hidden in there except for that small scroll of paper, which I don't know what it says, because this actually came with the game itself as well. And I believe this is a saying from in-game. When the going gets tough, the tough use a flamethrower. When the going gets tough, the tough use a flamethrower. That's fucking hilarious, my dude. Now guys, this was one of the collector's editions. Although I really didn't love the game, I was really satisfied basically with the game. It was awesome. Although I wasn't satisfied with the game, it was one of the collector's editions items I really liked. Now guys, it did come with a few other things, which are right here. Now guys, I completely destroyed my room to make this video. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. My parents probably think I'm on crack or something, but yeah. Here we go. This was also another item that came with it. It's one of the posters from in-game, and I thought it was absolutely cool and amazing. It also came with your standard map of the world. I'm not going to pull out that. And it also came with this little book. Now, this little book is basically a little journal. I haven't opened it because I don't like to open collector's editions items. That kind of killed my soul a little bit. But it's like a nice leather-bound journal. It is a really nice leather-bound journal. Like if, you were to go to school and you wanted to write some notes, this would be a perfect note-taking book. If you need to write down your information, it'd be a perfect little book to write down your information in. It really would, and it's leather-bound, and it's really, really nice. And, you could close up your book, you could use it as a journal, a diary, whatever have you. I never used it because I wanted to keep the collector's edition integrity of it, but I really, really like it. This is my first time handling it outside of basically the packaging, and I really like it. I think it's really nice, and I think it's a really nice piece and really well made. And it absolutely came in a huge box. You guys want to see the box, right? This was the box it came in. It's a pretty big and oversized box, but yeah, it's pretty awesome nonetheless. Now guys, I'm going to try to move faster for the rest of the video. So guys, Another collector's edition I bought, which was 100% worth it. This really wasn't the collector's edition, but it was a limited edition, if you will. I really wanted the collector's edition because this was one of my favorite games of all time, which was Destiny. I'm not sure how many of you remember Destiny, but it came with a little ghost. And the ghost was basically your companion in-game. And I really, really wanted it. Now, with the Legendary Edition, it kind of looks like this. It opens really nice. It's a really nice, well-made, structural case, if you will. It's not cheap. It's not plastic. It's not bendy. It comes with a steel art book that looks like this. It is actual steel, if you will. And I still have the game in here as well. The only downside I could say to buying a collector's edition is that they don't come with the season pass. And that kind of makes me a little bit pissed off. But they do advertise the season pass really well in here. They actually have advertisement in here and never actually, gave me the season pass. But they do put advertisement in it for there. So that's kind of a downside to collector's edition. You don't get the season pass. But if you love the game and you buy the collector's edition, odds are you're going to buy the season pass. It came with this really, really cool, nice journal. And I'm pretty sure some of you Destiny fans might be freaking out right now. But yeah, it came with this really cool, nice journal. And this journal contains a lot of cool stuff in it. It contains a basically array of postcards, if you will, that are from different planets. And they look really nice, and they look really cool. They're kind of, really cool, basically, postcards that you could, send people. You could actually probably send these certified mail if you wanted to. And they look really awesome, they're really nice, and they're really cool. And it also, what is this letter? And it actually came with a letter. And I'm not going to read it, but you guys could read it if you want to. I'm not sure if you guys can, but it comes with a little cool letter, which is really nice. And it came with a, what is this? Is this a map? I think this might be a map. What is this? I don't know what this is. I honestly don't know what this is. Oh, it's a map of the stars and the planets, the universe, and stuff like that. Or at least according to Destiny. And it's really cool. I'm not going to open up the map. But yeah, guys, my Destiny Collector's Edition came with that. And this is really, really cool. I really, really love this stuff, as you could tell, because I'm a gamer. I love gaming, and these were the games that I actually loved and really cared about. And I really don't have any negative Collector's Editions that I ever bought. And you also have Arms and Armament, which is basically a guide on all the books inside Destiny. I believe this also includes all the outfits as well, gear, stuff like that, which is really, really awesome and really cool. So, as you guys could tell, I do think collector's editions are worth it, but only if you really, truly love that game or that video game franchise. When Destiny came out, it was made by Bungie, and I took a gamble on it because I loved Halo and stuff. And I gotta say, this collector's edition was totally, totally worth it. Even though it only came with a little bit, this is pretty awesome, I think, in my opinion. And I usually just put it back in the box and put it back on the shelf because I'm never going to use it. But it still does look pretty cool and pretty awesome. And once I have my own home, my own apartment, whatever have you, we'll go ahead and we'll start setting this stuff up as well. The Elder Scrolls Online. Now, this came with a nice leather-bound art book, and most collector's editions do come with art books. And I gotta say, guys, the art books that the collector's editions comes with are absolutely fantastic and amazing. The artwork for some of these games is absolutely incredible. It's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, some of this artwork in here, and some of the stuff that you get to learn about the game. The lore, you get to see these pictures, you get to read about stuff, you get to learn things about the game, and it's absolutely fantastic experience. I also have the Elder Scrolls 5, kind of a collector's edition, if you will. This was one that I really loved. This Elder Scrolls 5, my favorite game of all time. It came with the this is the map for the Elder Scrolls 5, but the collector's edition art book. And I gotta say, guys, it was totally 100% worth it. I absolutely loved this thing. It's incredible, it's awesome, and it's beautiful, man. Some of the artwork, some of the stuff you get to read in here is absolutely incredible and worth a couple of bucks, in my opinion. Now here is my statue for the Elder Scrolls Online, the collector's edition. As you guys could tell, it broke. I needed to put tape. But for the most part, it's a really nice, neat statue. And I like to just put it here on my desk. In fact, this is where it sits. I think it just looks really cool and really nice. Now, moving on to my last collector's edition item that I'm going to share with you guys is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This is the pride and joy of my collection. This is the game that I love so much. I put so many hours into. It was literally one of my favorite games of all time. And it was awesome to have a collector's edition of it. I get to look up there on my dresser and basically get to see this thing all the time. It's absolutely fantastic and amazing. It's not super well made or well constructed, but if you like, the video game, if you love the video game, you'll think it's an absolutely awesome, amazing piece. Now, guys, there you have it. Those are my collector's edition. That's my opinion on our collector's editions. Worth it. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Anyways, I love each and every single one of you. I hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky. And if you did enjoy this, perhaps you'll enjoy my live streams. I live stream every day to YouTube, so if you guys want to check those out, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.